Hello and welcome to this Open Farm Sunday 2025 webinar all about ticketing and using the fabulous TryBooking service. So I'm Annabelle Shackleton, manager of Leaf Open Farm Sunday. I've got a few slides that I'll be sharing with you, talking about some of the benefits, how you can use the ticketing system, giving a few examples. And we're joined today by Joan Lynn from TryBooking. Thank you very much for coming. And Joan will be actually going through and showing you how you can use the system, which I just think is hugely valuable. And of course, we've got Jessica Madge here, the other key part of the Open Farm Sunday team. So welcome everyone. Right, let me share my screen and we can start going through the presentation. Right. So hopefully, can everyone see that? Can you see that? Yeah, fantastic, great. So Open Farm Sunday, 8th of June, 2025. And this is all about how you can manage numbers and manage control visitor numbers. So I always start with this introductory slide. If there's anyone here who hasn't done Open Farm Sunday before, it really is a super special event. And thank you to everyone who takes part and hosts an event. It's just a fabulous opportunity to show your commitment to sustainable farming and just doing that important thing of building trust and driving demand in British produce. Don't forget, an event is always down to you. It's for you to organise something that you're happy with, no matter what size or type of event that you're planning to use. Don't feel bullied into hosting a large event you don't need to. And it's fabulous that using systems like TryBooking, you can actually manage numbers, whether you want 30 people, 300 or 3,000. So yeah. So managing visitor numbers, you can use the system. It's free to register your Open Farm Sunday event and free to use. I love those figures on the bottom left. 60% of farmers who took part last year actually used the TryBooking, used a booking system for their event, and 30% of them, or 30% of all our farmers used TryBooking. Now, one thing to think about when you're organising your Open Farm Sunday event is to always think about the visitor. Think about the people who are coming to you and how they learn about your event. You know, we're hoping we're going to have around 300 farms opening next year and how they see you. So my next couple of slides, they're very text heavy, but what these show is just different ways that farmers actually talk about booking for their event. So the one on the left, there's lots, don't need to read all of it, but it talks about there are several tours throughout the day, but spaces are limited. So please use the link to book in advance. It would really help us give you the best experience at our event. And then I love the next phrase. If you're not able to book, we would still love you to come on the day. Just turn up, follow the signs. And then at the bottom it says 40 minutes, each tour will take about 40 minutes. Lots of fabulous information. Top right, please book ahead so that we can plan for parking. Some farmers have to use a ticketing system if you've got limited parking. And then the next one, no booking required. I love that. It says, think green, hop on a bus, cycle or walk. Fabulous. And then the one bottom right, interesting. It says fully booked. And that is something that we do ask you to do, that when your event, if you do use a ticketing system and your event is fully booked, please ensure that in the description of your event on the Open Farm Sunday website, that you actually put in that it's fully booked. And you can always contact Jess or myself, we can always do that for you. But interesting that here bottom right, it says it's fully booked, but it doesn't say fully booked, don't come. So you may get a few phone calls from visitors saying, I'm really keen to come. Can you actually take a couple of extra people? Because some events, as you'll see on the next slide, actually say, don't worry if it's fully booked. But let's have a look here. So an example of people charging entrance fee. Entrance is free. We'd love to meet you. We're open from 1 till 5. You're welcome to drop in any time, but spaces on our tractor and trailer rides can be reserved in advance. Another good way of using the system. Top right, Entrance is charged at £5 per adult, with children under 16 free. Love the fact that some of the money is going to a hospice, but the rest is being put towards the cost of the event. That's really clear. Booking is essential for everyone attending. So it's very clear in these descriptions whether or not people need to book. So why can people and how can people use it? And I'm going to give you a couple of examples of actual events that we're fully aware of. But, you know, TryBooking is brilliant. It gives you the chance to, you know, you can limit and control your visitor numbers. You can manage the flow of them. You can have timed events. If you've got, if you may have a single track road that you want everyone to arrive for the first tour at one time and then everyone leave at one after the tour, because there's actually limited access. Or it could just be that if you're expecting a lot of people, you want to manage the flow over a period of time. You can plan by getting a profile of your visitors. If you offer children's tickets and adults tickets, then you'll know how many children are coming and how many adults. So if you're going to organise any children's activities, you'll know how many kids to expect. You can actually invite people to book on to timed activities like tractor and trailer rides. You can use it. You will have, once someone's booked a ticket, you will have their contact details to actually be able to send emails to them, and sending teaser emails like 3 weeks to go, we're super excited, we've got these catering wagons booked, so no need to bring a picnic, we've got lots of food. Or you can actually introduce them to the members of the team. You can just send information in advance. Some people will say, and this is something you have to be sort of wary of when you use a ticketing system, if your event is free and people have booked their tickets 2-3 months in advance, they might have other plans that have come on board, that they may no longer want to come. But if you have a waiting list in your ticketing area, you can send teaser emails saying, look, the event is fully booked. If you can no longer come, we do have a waiting list. And so please release your tickets so that other people can come. Another thing to think about. And then communicating key information, say health and safety. Where, you know, if it's going to be muddy or uneven surfaces, make sure that people come. If you've got livestock and you need to be, and if people are going to be free to sort of roam around where they want to go, then you can put on there the health and safety things of, you know, children are your responsibility, and that you know, if you touch animals, please ensure that that everybody washes their hands. Things like that. Some of that health and safety information can go on there. And then you can grow your customer database. You can ask a question and see whether or not people want to join a database if you have products that you sell and you're building a database. So I'm talking in too much detail. I must shoot on. So the system is free if your event is free, is one of those important messages. A couple of examples. Uncle Henry's has a farm shop. So one thing that they use this for is they use it as a bit of a reward system for their loyal customers. And that when they organise an Open Farm Sunday event, they release the first group of tickets. They have 3 different timed areas: morning, prime time over the lunchtime, and then afternoon. And they release all the tickets to their loyal customers about 3 weeks in advance of releasing them to anybody else. So it's something special that you're giving back to your customers. Then anyone who comes into the coffee shop or tea room can then can order the second phase of tickets that are released. And then the third phase of tickets, or for other people, it's whatever tickets are left, and they say to people, if you don't have a ticket, you can arrive before 11 o'clock or after 3 o'clock, so not in the busy times of the day. So pre-event emails, welcome email. They actually used to print out thousands of copies of maps to give people. They attached it to one of the emails that they sent over, and they found that their event is now pretty well paperless, because people actually bring their own copy or just refer to the event map on their phone. Lots of great things. So it's a great way to build your story, boost connection, and be prepared. Next one, Hampton Estate Farms. Fabulous event. 2,000 visitors, very close to London. They could be inundated with 10,000. They want 2,000 people, but they've used the system in different ways. And look there on the right-hand side, how they have timed tickets and for people to come in, so it staggers people coming in. There's a fairly narrow driveway to actually come into the car parking area, and it's just to ensure that all 1,000 people don't turn up at once. And then when they've hosted 6 Open Farm Sunday events, but the second or third time they decided that they would actually start selling their food through the ticketing system. So they offer pasture-fed picnics for £12. They've actually one year did meat boxes that they could that people could pre-order that were frozen that they could pick up as they were leaving the event. So lots of interesting ways to use this. And then Ragley Hall, fairly local to here in Warwickshire, did their first Open Farm Sunday event last year. They wanted 500 visitors, no more. They needed to charge some money because they wanted to cover the basic costs. So they used the TryBooking service to do this. And they just had this conundrum. They had 3 tractor and trailer rides, limited capacity, 17 people per one, and it was going to take 20 minutes per tour. So they had this rolling program of tractor and trailer rides, 20 minutes long, and they used timed tickets to actually put people onto there. But then when all of those tractor and trailer ride tickets were fully booked, people could still book to come to the event. And if there was an opportunity to get people onto a trailer, they would. So some different examples there. And I just wanted, I'm going to whiz through this in 2 minutes, again, to make you think about that customer journey. This is the Open Farm Sunday homepage. People will click on a visit a farm. They'll come to here, they'll put in their postcode or where they live. I put in Luton here. So then they come through, they click onto the map. The orange drop with the star is Luton. And then I clicked on the drop to very close by, Geddeston Home Farm. And then this is when you scroll down the page, this is the information that people view. So they see the basic address, they see the date and the time, but straight away the booking detail. So it is important to put good event details on the TryBooking system as well as here. But they might want to, whilst they're on our website, look at the full details. So there's 2 opportunities there. They may go to full details or go to straight to the TryBooking. On the full details, this page pops up, and again, near the top of the page are the booking details, and as you scroll down the page, so the event details appear. So different ways to get on there, but they will click on the TryBooking link and go through to this. So we've got a hero image, we've got event information in the paragraphs below, and then you click on book now. So, and this is the booking page that comes up for this particular event. So they had different timed at a general entry, tractor and trailer rides at set times. It's all very clear for people. I clicked on one of those dates, come through to that. I wanted to book a tour 10 to 11, free admission. So I put 1 adult. Look here, make a donation. There's an opportunity. So their event is free, but they're saying to people, but you know, we welcome donations, which is wonderful. So that's another facility that you might like to choose. And then go to the checkout. And because it's a donation to charity, there's actually no ticket fee there. It's just wonderful. So that's the checkout option. That's the end of what I'm going to be saying about TryBooking. Just a last plug for our 2 in-person farmer meetings that are happening 20th of March in Yorkshire at Stockbridge Technology Centre and 26th of March at Yattenden Estate. And so if you do live nearby, you can come and join us for the day. You'll be very welcome. It will be buzzing with inspiration. We have some fabulous speakers, so please book to attend. And our next Zoom in our series of Zoom meetings is actually all about publicity and how you can boost visitor numbers. That's at 2 o'clock on the 11th of March. And then I just have to say a huge thank you to you for joining us on this webinar, and to all of our sponsors there as well. Right, I'm going to stop sharing. That's my part over, and I apologise that I've taken probably too much time. But I'd like to hand over to Joan.
Thank you very much, Annabelle. And hello, Emily, and hello, Helen. And also, I was going to say, if either of you want to ask any questions, please feel free. Very happy to take any spontaneous questions. But what I'm now going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Um, and I'm going to show you three aspects of things that you probably are thinking about. One is, how much does this all cost? So Annabelle already touched on it. The really important bit is if you are running, you just want to know how many are coming and who's coming to your Open Farm Sunday, but you don't want to charge at all. TryBooking is completely free to use, and you can use any functionality you wish free. If you do want to charge, there's two ways we can do this. One, and most farms do it this way, and they put the fees on the outside, so it costs you nothing at all. So if you want to charge, let's say £10, we take 50 pence through our processing fee, which includes PayPal payments as well, and it includes VAT on a flat 15p ticket fee. So if you wanted to take payment but didn't want to pay TryBooking, you can put both of these fees on the outside. So your guests would pay £10.65, so 50p here and 15p. Or you can choose to put them on the inside, or you can split them up. So you're in control of how you manage the fees. If you have a Stripe account on the farm for other parts of your business, you can link that to TryBooking. All money bypasses us, and all we charge is a flat 75p ticket fee, no matter the ticket price. So and this is all on our website. We're very transparent, we're very simple, but that's just give you a nub of how much you would pay. I wanted to show you two other features, and then I'm going to show you very quickly how to set up an event, how easy it is. We've got this app that allows you to also take payments, not just for tickets, but anything you want to sell on the day through your phone. So you don't have to worry about having payment machinery. And I'm just going to play this very short 30-second video because I think some of you might find this very helpful on the day. Annabelle mentioned farms before wanted just to take payment on the day, but they didn't know how to. And this is a really good way to do it.
Introducing the TryBooking box office app, the easy way to take payments at your next event. Take card payments in person, in real time, just using your phone. Easily sell last-minute ticket sales or food and drink without the expense and hassle of additional payment hardware. Whether you want to accept payment by card, cash, phone, or watch, we've got you covered. The app can even send tickets or receipts via email. Experience the TryBooking box office app today for the seamless way to sell in person.
So that can be downloaded to any phone. So that's quite a handy app. And the other handy app is if you are taking tickets pre-sale, pre the day, and you want to scan people in, this can be really handy. So if you've got 200 people who've booked, but you want to know exactly how many did turn up, this is for free entry or paid entry, it doesn't matter. We've got a scanning app that, again, you can download to your phone and scan people in. And then just for health and safety, you know how many people are there, you know who's on site, etc. So there are two apps that you might want to look at. What we're now going to do is, Annabelle showed you this example for Gaddiston Home Farm, and she showed you the stills from the actual booking process. What I'm now going to do is set a similar event up on TryBooking so you can see how quick and easy it is to do that. So I'm actually using Jessica, who's on the calls account. So let's pretend it's Emily or Helen's account. It takes you 2 seconds to open an account on our homepage. And then once you open an account, this is where you would land. So we've got this whole dashboard here, which is everything you need, reports, banking, all that jazz. But today we're going to focus on how you create an event. So you click create an event. So I'm going to call it Jessica and Annabelle's Farm. And you put in a bit of information, come and visit our organic sheep farm in the Cotswolds. Now I have to tell you, as a bit of introduction, I'm actually speaking to you from Cumbria, where our head office is, and I'm surrounded by farms. And my daughter is all set to go to agricultural college and be a farmer herself. So I'm hoping that we'll be doing Open Farm Sunday in the future too. So you set up your details, you then put in your farm. So I'm going to book Farm A, and it is on Hawes Lane, and it is near Kendal in Cumbria, LA9 6RY. You can then control the number of attendees that you want. So if you only want 100 people, to come through your farm on Open Farm Sunday, you set that, and that means you can't sell more tickets than 100. Ignore reserved seating and table seating. These are for our clients who are doing theatre style seating or table seating, which you're obviously not. Then we're going to add our session, which of course is Sunday, the 8th of October. And June, sorry, what am I saying? Sunday, the 8th of June. And you can then set the time that you want to be open from. So you might want to be open from 11 in the morning, and you might want to shut at 4 in the afternoon. So again, you can control all of this. You can control when you want to start selling tickets. You might be about to go on holiday over the next couple of weeks. You don't want to sell tickets until you get back. So you can set that up. So let's say you want to start selling tickets from tomorrow, and then also when you want to stop selling tickets. So you might want to not sell any more tickets a week before Sunday, the 8th of June, and you can control the time. Then you want to create your ticket. So let's pretend in this case it is a paid for ticket. So we'll put farm entry, and you're going to charge £2. Now, to Annabelle's point earlier about how many adults and how many children, you might want to say, well, actually, I want to put a farm entry ticket of an adult there, and I'm also going to have farm entry child, and that's going to be a free ticket. And then you can stipulate what is a child, under 16 or under 12s. So you're in control of how managing all of this. We'll put that as a free ticket. So there we go. We've set up 2 different tickets, an adult ticket and a free ticket for children. Then you can add images. I've done a bit of a Blue Peter here. I've got the leaf, lovely logo, as that's going to be my nice farm image. And then I'm going to do some branding. Let's say your farm's already got some nice colors in your logos that you want to use. So you just click and upload imagery that meets with your, and that's your event created. And that's a really simple form of events. If I now, there's your unique URL that you put on any channel you're promoting it on, including obviously the Leaf website, but it can go on your Facebook page. So if I copy that and pop it into my browser, we can see what we've set up. And that's just taken me a couple of minutes. And you see, you've got your lovely picture there. You've got Jessica and Annabelle's farm. You've got the date of the event. You've got the address. You can have the map there. So I click through, there's the 2 tickets, and on I go. But let's say you want a more elaborate setup. And Jessica and I were talking about this yesterday. You want to set up time slots for tractor rides. So when you've set up your event, you will see it's now listed under your Manage Events overview. You click that and the dashboard changes, and this is all the detail for your individual event. So let's say you want to set up lots of tractor rides. So you can do add multiple sessions. You would go to time slots. You would put the first session date in, which is we know is going to be the 8th of June. So we'll click through to the 8th of June. And let's say your tractor rides are starting from 1 p.m. in the afternoon and they're going to 3:30. So they're finishing just before you've closed at 4 o'clock. So you would choose 3:30 p.m. and you want time slots of 20 minutes. And you maybe want a 5-minute break between each tractor ride, just to make sure everybody's off the trailer or however you're managing it correctly. You save that. And now you'll see you've got all your time slots set up. So if I go back to this and I refresh it, look how it's now changed. There's all your time slots. And if you don't like the look of a list, then I would agree with you. You want a calendar to show all the time slots. Under homepage and images, we have the calendar display. So we can turn that on. We can also change the color of it. So I'm going to make it a nice dark green, and we apply that, and I'm going to change it there too. So I'm choosing the leaf green again. So we do 527 D43, and we save that. Now look what happens. It's going to take a couple of minutes for it's going to take a couple of minutes for the calendar just to come up, because we're uploading and we're on Zoom, which also slows it down. So hold on and we'll come back to that. But that just shows you how easy it is to set up all the different time slots. And there you go, and you carry on choosing.
That is incredible, Joan. I am absolutely amazed at that automation. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of functionality on the event dashboard. And I know because I see a lot of farms use time slots, and Jessica and I had a chat yesterday. I wanted to show you that. But we've got other, and you talked about this, Annabelle, in your presentation, the ability to capture data. We capture at checkout the name, the address, the telephone number, the email. So you as a farm have all of that data automatically. But let's say you want to add in another question. Let's say you want to say, you know, how did you arrive today? Because you're looking at your eco-environment friendly credentials, and you want to know how many people arrived by bike or by foot or by car. So you could do something like this. How did you arrive today? Do a little check box, and you do that once per booking, and you allow multiple selections. So option 1 is by car. Option 2, because you might have a really good bus route that goes past your farm and you want to know how many people arrive by bus, by bicycle, by foot, and let's put another one, other. So you can have that. We can make it mandatory or non-mandatory. You can have sub-questions. So if they answered other, they can then specify. Or it might be that you want to add a question about what's the age of person booking, because you want to see how many older people versus younger people are interested in coming to your farm. So you could then just do a short text box and ask them to put that in, and you could have that by every person that's coming or just by the person that's booking. So we just save those two, and I go back and I refresh and I book a ticket. And I booked 2 adult tickets and 2 children tickets. Look what happens now. So how did you arrive today? Well, I'm going to say by foot, and then age of person booking. So I say, you know, 43, and then you can choose not to have that on every ticket, but you can choose also to have it on every ticket. So you can ask questions by ticket or not by ticket. So I hope that gives you, oh, and look, they're forcing me to complete it. So I'm going to put in X, and then you get to checkout, and this is all the data that you automatically capture. So I can see I've bought 2 adult tickets and I've bought 2 child tickets. In this case, you're passing on the 15p only, and you're absorbing the 5%. So I hope that gives you a really good feel. And there you go, there's the calendar. It's now kicked in. So if I choose the calendar, then look, all the time slots come up underneath the calendar. So I hope that gives you a really good flavour for how quick and easy it is to set up your event. And I'm going to stop there unless Annabelle would like me to show you anything else.
Well, I was just thinking, and I love that. So where you were asking the question of how did you arrive, that
Yes.
could be where you could ask a question to say, we send out a monthly newsletter
Yes.
about our farm. Would you like to receive it? And then would you like to sign up to our newsletter, receive our monthly newsletter?
Yeah.
And then the free box could be, please give your yes, no, and then you'd have to give your email address to them.
Yes, well, they've already got that, so they don't need to give it again. So
Right.
I've just done that.
It's from a data protection basis. The data that's collected through the ticketing service, you can use to send emails to people about your Open Farm Sunday event prior to it happening. But once the event's happening, you could possibly send them one afterwards to say, thank you for coming. But then the GDPR, there is, you cannot send any more emails without actually asking their permission to store their email data. But if they give you permission, then you can add them to your lists.
That's right. And that's what this does, because by asking that question, and see it's coming up under how did you arrive, you might look at that and go, oh, I want that question to be first. And I say, no problem at all. You come back to your custom form, you just move them around, save it. And if I go back to the front end, you now see that question's at the top. So
Yeah,
when they say
fantastic.
no, to Annabelle's point about GDPR, if they say no, you know you can't then go back to them. But you've allowed yourself to get that kind of intelligence to be able to have a continued relationship with them.
Yeah, that is
And it
really
could be,
good.
this question could be, would you like to hear about other events we have at our farm?
Absolutely. That
Oh,
would
and
be
they go,
fantastic.
yes. And then you know you've got permission to go back to them and say, hey, thank you for coming to Open Farm Sunday in 2025. We're now doing pumpkin picking at Halloween. We'd love you to
Yeah.
come back to do pumpkin picking, and you'll have all the people there that you can then reach out to talk to them about pumpkin picking in October at
That's
Halloween.
fantastic. Now, Helen has put in the chat here, is there a charge for sending out the emails to
No,
people?
no, absolutely none. So all of the functionality that's on the dashboard is completely free to use. We only get paid when you sell a ticket. So
Yeah.
the email buyers functionality that Annabelle's just mentioned, and I can show it to you on the dashboard here. So here, you can use that before, like Annabelle was just saying, it's going to be a really wet day, bring your wellies. Or we've had a change of entry point. There might have been a flood, or, you know, things happen, don't they? So you can use the emails to send emails out before, during, and after your event, and there's no other charges. Everything on this dashboard is there for you to use as and when you need it.
Fantastic. And so you literally go new email and
Correct.
and
You
it
go new
sends out
email and you
yeah,
go name of sender. So let's say it's Helen
yeah,
Old, and she wants to say, looking tomorrow's open farm Sunday, bring your sunscreen, 35 degrees predicted. She can then do dear and she can personalize it. So she goes over here to the booking tags, puts in first name. So looking forward to meeting you at our farm tomorrow. Bring the sunscreen.
yeah.
You know, so I can't type because I'm trying to do it too quickly. You can type any email you want. You can put pictures in, you can put logos in, you can put links in. So anything you want to communicate. I might have a little video of your farm that you want people to view before they arrive. You can add it all into this email. I'm going to save that as a draft. And then when you're
Right.
ready to send it, so there it is. You can have as many different emails set up. And when you're ready to send it, or you can schedule it. So send now, or on completion of a booking, or I want to send this a day before, or customize it. So they might have a disaster an hour before. I don't know, there's an accident. I mean, I had this yesterday. I was driving to a big event where I was presenting and a road shut and everybody was late. And they could send out you could send out an email saying there's been an accident on the main road leading to our farm. Please take a different route. So you're in control of all that information flow just by coming in here and sending out emails as and when you need.
And how fantastic that you can preset them all up
Yeah,
on a
yeah, you
rainy
can customize
day
it. Yeah,
in advance. And then if
yeah,
you need to go in and just tweak it, you'd be
yeah,
able to edit it
yeah.
before you send it out.
Yeah, and then you could
Yeah.
set it or then just tweak it and then click send now and it'll go immediately. Or you can customize it that you've got a series of emails that you want to send out leading up to the event.
Yeah, definitely. And I really think that's important. I think we're trying to build, we want visitors to have a wonderful experience on your farm. And so it's just helping to build that anticipation for your event and get people hooked in so that when it comes to the day, they don't think, oh, it's a bit cloudy, I'll stay at home. They think, wow, no, I've got to go because I want to go and see that cow that gave birth, the calf
Exactly.
that was born a few days ago, or I want to go and meet that cheeky whoever that I've heard about on the emails, and it can, or I'm looking forward to those delicious burgers, and it's building that anticipation in the run up to it, as well as using it for health and safety. Yeah. And then we've had another question just there that I think was about can people cancel if they no longer want to come?
Good question. Really good question. So if you are doing free tickets, well, they can anybody can cancel, of course, but we enable different things to be done. If you are doing free tickets, now this hasn't come up because this is a paid for event, but I'm going to quickly make a free event if that's okay, so I can show you this.
Yeah.
The short answer is, I'm going to do this really quickly with none of the fancy bells and whistles that we did before. I'm just going to set it up with a free. It's put in an X.
Yeah.
We have a functionality. I'm going to make it online. 44. I'm going to set up today as a date. We've got a functionality that allows your guests to return their free tickets if you wish them to. If you wish them to. So we're going to make this a free event. And you see here, allow ticket buyers to cancel tickets. So you're in control. So if you choose to do that, in their confirmation email when they book, there'll be a button that says no longer able to attend, return the free tickets. If it's a paid for event, so I'm just going to create that event with, and now if we go to the dashboard, do you see here, cancel free tickets?
Yeah.
So that's where you can choose for that to happen. If it's a paid for event and they can no longer come, you can still give them a refund and they can still, but it's in your control. So you need to, back to Annabelle's point about T's and C's, you can set up the T's and C's, say no refunds. If they book a ticket and don't turn up, tough luck. And that's what I would do if I were you, because you've invested time and money to make this happen. If they don't turn up, they don't get their money back. If you, however, want to give them their money back, you just come to bookings and refunds, click refunds, find their booking, click a button, and their money will go straight back to their credit or debit card. So it's all manageable, but the free cancellation or the cancellation by the ticket purchaser automatically can only be done on free tickets, which is what you'd want.
Yeah, yes. Okay. You just, that little example there, you showed where you pick up the link and where the QR can be downloaded. Do you want to just go back to that and mention that?
Sure. So let's go back to Jessica and Annabelle's farm. So is this the QR code to promote the booking?
Yes.
So let's say you want to promote your Open Farm Sunday in your local.
There's the booking URL there, actually, at the top, isn't there? Yes.
Correct. So under event promotion, so event publication, it's here, booking URL. So you've got the booking link that you can put anywhere you wish on your social media pages, within your local newspaper events listing, wherever you want, you've got the link. You can just copy and paste that. Let's say you also want to do some posters, either at the end of your drive or in your local village or town. There's a big notice bulletin, you want some posters advertising your Open Farm Sunday. You can download the QR code, and when people zap their phone, they come immediately to your booking pages to book. So that's a really handy thing to do. Or it might be that you've got a local newspaper that's really interested in your Open Farm Sunday and they're going to do an article. We'll pop the QR code, give that to the local newspaper and pop it into the article. So the QR code is there as well to be used in any, we're the ticketing platform of choice for open gardens in Scotland. And one of the things Open Gardens do in Scotland is that they take the QR code, they put it on an acetate, because they're open all year round, and they just sit it at the gate so people can book and pay as they enter, so it doesn't have to be manned by people all day long.
Interesting as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Oh, I love that. And so if someone was booking tickets, but also say booking a meat box, or they wanted a picnic to purchase, so they're doing two things, booking a ticket and buying something.
Yes.
I think one of our farmers, I read that they were selling clothing or bags or something in advance, and they were saying, if you book it through the ticketing system, we'll have it ready for you. How would you do that?
So what you can do is on your event dashboard, so we're on the Open Farm Sunday event dashboard, you can go down to your pricing group, and there's the two tickets that we added when we were setting this up. So we can add a ticket.
Oh, yes.
Says
adult and a child, yeah.
Fruit box, and you can say box of our farm grown summer berries. And you want to charge £12 for those. And you might want to say, you know, I don't know, a kilo box of our whole. So you can give as much information, and you can also add pictures.
Oh, now you see, yeah, and that's where people could say for a picnic, you could say the picnic would include a pork pie, a ham roll, ham and cheese roll, yeah. So
includes salad, home grown, and a cheese and ham roll, and a packet of nuts or crisp.
Or crisp, whatever. And then you would do a different one. So if you were doing a ham sandwich hamper, the ticket type would be picnic hamper ham. And then if you were doing a cheese or a vegan one or something like that, you could do picnic hamper cheese and have different options, couldn't you, for people?
Absolutely. You can get as creative as you wish. So you can see this. You can get as creative as you wish. So there you go. Picnic hamper ham, and if you can go on and on. So there's no limit to the amount of different ticket types you can have to help you sell. But you can also embellish this. So let's just say picnic hamper. Let me just find a picture.
Yeah.
Let me find a picture. Well, that's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, go on, let's use the apples
Let's
just
just
to,
pick that
yes.
one. So you can get as creative as you wish. So you go back into that, and we have across the top. So let's say you only wanted to sell 20 because you don't want to make up infinite amount of picnic hampers. You can set a capacity. So you could say, well, for these time slots, we've only got, we'll just put in 20.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out of there. And then you can see there was another tab along the top of the picnic hamper ham. So we set a capacity of 20. You can use the header, and that's where you can add imagery, pictures, whatever you wish. So I've just taken a picture of that apple picnic hamper. There it is. It might be a bit too big. I think it's going to be a bit too big, actually. I need to reduce it in size. Let's see if it will go. It goes 1.5 megabits. So cancel that. Okay, it's a bit big. So let me just go to that hamper and just reduce it down a little bit. I'm just doing this on another screen.
That's fine, that's fine.
So just so I'll just reduce it right down to
I
20.
mean, it's all about finding the balance between, you don't want people to think that you're money grabbing and it's sell,
No.
and whatever, but it's just making people think of what the options are and giving them that opportunity to organise it all in advance. Because for a family
Exactly.
coming out, they want a nice family day out. The parents might think, do you know what, let's just book all that. We know we can pick it up at 1 o'clock from a certain place, and that'll just take all the stress out of the day and you know, and add to their experience.
There you go. So I've added the image. I'm going to center that now, or you
Yeah.
can lock it left, and you'll just see how that now looks. So I do find Zoom, when you're uploading data to a website and you're on
Yeah.
Zoom, it's a bit slower. So let's just refresh that. Look, there's your little picture.
Oh, brilliant. Oh my gosh. So fantastic. It's great. Anyone coming to our event?
Is there
Brilliant.
any other functionality that would be helpful to show Emily or Helen?
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else that you would like to? We've done getting the QR code and getting the link, and then people can put that into their registration.
Oh, there's
We've
so much.
gone through ticketing, yeah.
The other one that's quite nice, if you think you're
Oh,
going to get
waiting list.
demand, yeah, if you think you're going to get high demand for your Open Farm Sunday, but you don't, if you think, oh, gosh, I know there's about 500 people that I think are going to come, but we only want 100 to come through the farm, turn on the waiting list, because then you will capture all the data of those people that weren't able to book tickets. So you can then go out to them and say, well, actually, whilst we did official Open Farm Sunday on the 8th of June, we are going to open up the farm again in the autumn, and we'd love you to come. So you've got all that information and that data to hand. So there's lots of functionality here that allows you to do extra stuff that's helpful to you. But a waiting list is probably another one I think would be helpful.
You know what the waiting list is? When we had I mentioned that on the 20th of March, 26th of March, we've got our 2 farmer events. And
Yes.
at last year's farmer event, there was a lady there in one of the workshops who said that she'd set up the TryBooking. They thought that they were only they thought they'd be lucky if they got 150 people there. So she set the limit for tickets as 150. And evidently her event had sold out. All the tickets had gone and she had a waiting list within 2 weeks of setting up the
Brilliant.
ticketing service. And she thought, well, there's obviously demand. There must be a lot of people in the area who want to come to my event. Go on, I'll add a few more. So she went back into TryBooking, added another 50 tickets. Then she added another 100 tickets. And in the end, she actually sold about 500 tickets, but she was managing the process. She didn't want, she was just happy that that she could do that, and she had a fabulous Open Farm Sunday experience as a farmer organising the event, because she knew how many people were coming and she was just overwhelmed by how popular it was.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we've just had another question there, which is, how are donations handled? And I mean, I must admit, Leaf has used your system as well for some of our events where we charge for people. And we basically, you put the bank details in, and it's really easy to take the money out as well, isn't it? Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. So, so good. So under, you maybe saw donations underneath the wait list here. So I'm going to turn on donations. And the lady that asked, if she wanted to take donations for a local charity, for example, or so you can see here, we are taking donations for charity X. And of course, because you've got a whole toolbar here, you can add in the logo of that charity. You can put in images, you can add a link to the charity's website. So whatever you wish to do, we are taking donations for charity X. All donations are gratefully received. And you can design this. So if you know, for example, if you're taking charities for NSPCC, therefore you wanted it all to be in green, you just change it to green. You can make it bigger because you want it to really stand out. So go through the booking pages, you can make it bold. And then you can either have, just leave it open for them to specify how much they would like, or you might say, well, actually, I'd like to put a list of donation amounts so they don't think we're asking for a lot. So you might want to put in £2, £4, £6, for example. So you then save that. So you save that. If we go back to the booking pages, it comes up immediately after the tickets.
Fantastic.
So people could book 2 tickets at £2 and then say, right, I'm going to give £6 to the charity. And then if you want to get really zhuzhy, you could have a question on here which is about gift aid and say, are you a gift aid?
Gift
And then you go,
aid.
yes or no, and then you can boost that donation pot as well.
Do you know if the gift aid, does that cover Scotland and Wales, or is that just an England thing? Any ideas?
Gift aid's national.
It's national.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So you can then add a question to say, are you a UK taxpayer? If
Yes.
so, can we get, and they go yes or no, and then you know you've got the insight to then add to your gift aid. You can go through the gift aid process.
Wow. Joan, that has been absolutely amazing. I love it. It's so user-friendly. And the beauty is we have recorded this event so that if anyone needs to go through, because we have had literally a whistle-stop tour of your wonderful system, but people can go back, look through the recording, and of course, you know, one of the things that's fantastic about you is that you have a lovely team of people in your wonderful office up in Cumbria, and so that if people do have a go, but if people do get stuck, they can contact you, can't
I was
they?
going to say that's probably one of the key things we have. So on here's our homepage. So you can create an event here, but you come down to contact us. We also, every time somebody opens an account, they get a welcome email with all of our contact details. We have one telephone number. We don't have a touch phone. We don't have answer machines. You get straight through to a human being. Or you can email us at hello@TryBooking, or you can chat to us through the website. But we are very unique in platforms like this, where we're very accessible. And we've got human people here. It's very hard to speak to most other platforms who offer similar services, but we're always here to help. And we're really proud of our customer service. So beyond a really easy to use platform that's really cost efficient, our customer service is probably the backbone of our business.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that. We have numerous farmers who use your system for their Open Farm Sunday events, and they say what it is a joy to use the system and how helpful your team are. So thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed. I hate to say it, that's our 45 minutes up. So if you'd like to stop sharing your screen. We're back. So yeah, thank you very much indeed. I don't believe there are any more questions in the chat. If anyone does have any, then they can go straight to TryBooking, or perhaps through our Facebook closed group, or just contact Jess or myself. But yeah, amazing. When I started managing Open Farm Sunday back in 2010, that was one of the biggest concerns that farmers had, was that worry about who's going to turn up, how many people are going to turn up. They just didn't want to be overwhelmed by the number of people. And this just takes that worry away, and it's really controlled. And I mean, if something happened, you know, we've had things like fires happen on farms, you know, people get injured or whatever, and they have to cancel an event. If you're using a system like this, you can contact people, can't you? And it just takes all that worry out. Amazing. Joan, thank you very much indeed for your time today. That's Brilliant.
Absolute
Okay.
pleasure.
And lovely to see everybody, and hopefully we'll see you at our next Zoom on the 11th of March.